But yeah, I mean, Cobblestone. And is Robin in the server? He is, so it will be Fish winning the knife round, I imagine, and starting on their CT side.
Well, let's get into this one. Over on the Epiphany Bolt side, as they start off on T, let's see what they can actually achieve, as it will be a B-time burst to try and kick this one off, it seems. Thomas going to be firing down to mask the footsteps of his teammates. They go straight in, ready for action. Let's see if they can cause some mischief. Surreal playing up close and personal, but Jenko comes through. Jenko with 2 as well, Snods. But Surreal continues it on the push round as he starts giving out digs with his pistol.
2 versus 4 then. T-Sec as well, going to be having the kits and smoke grenades. The bombs drop towards the broken wall. Nice shot there from Milo as well, coming up from Rock onto Surreal. Now the bomb can maybe be retrieved here towards the broken wall. But still going to be the player advantage now, running out bullets to Zelo as he gets rushed down by Robin. And onto the 1 versus 3. Dom last alive, has to isolate all 3 of these players.
Dom trying to peek up, bob and weave, hoping he can try and keep himself on his toes as he knows he's being swarmed. Nice little tap there. That was crisp against Smooya, but it's going to be the only frag he can find into the round. Fish123 will grab themselves a pistol and most likely net themselves the following rounds as well. Let's see how this buy is actually going to shape up though. Already 2 MP9s have come out.
Yeah, I mean, no bomb plan as well from Epiphany Bolt. They come in towards the site. Jenko, crisp as ever, lands the first 2 headshots towards that site. Surreal the 3rd as well. In the 2 versus 5, you know, extremely unlikely to get the bomb down, but it will be the full force coming out. Caesar, being the AWPer, going to be saving. And this is going to be very interesting coming out, obviously, for Epiphany Bolt. Caesar has never... I don't think he's ever played for a team... You know, have you ever seen him?
What, a team in Prem?
No, nothing.
No,
UK Masters. You know, UK Masters.
Overall, I've never seen him in any league ever in terms of casting UKCS.
The only time I knew him was when UKCL, people would message me saying, do you think the Caesar guy cheats? And they'll say, can you watch his demos? Because people thought he was cheating in the Challenger League of Face It, UK Face It Pro League, obviously. He won the league with a 75% win rate, something ridiculous. And made his way into Pro League, and now he's here on the server.
Well, Smooya wants to try and stop this push as the early burst comes out towards Ace. Now, Epiphany Bolt just trying to hunt for that bomb plant, if anything. That would be ideal. As they start to slip across. Damage is done, though, as the retake comes round. Dom gets the bomb plant, which was the only thing he really wanted. Tries to find a lucky frag on Smooya, which he will connect. But that is the end of that. I find it quite interesting, by the way, that people message you and ask you to watch demos as if you're like Snodlock Holmes.
You know, I'm not Rom, but it'd be quite hypocritical now if Rom did that. Obviously, if you remember, shout out to NK. Oh,
watching his demos.
Yeah.
Oh, that is quite funny, actually.
Do you remember we said
we should find the tweets from Rom from back then?
Oh my goodness.
That was just hilarious. Banned now, of course.
Banned now, of course.
I wonder if he still watches. Hey, Rom.
He does actually. He said he really enjoyed us. Yeah, yeah. He really liked the Imi call in last week. He told me.
Oh, it was. To be fair, it was very nice of Ian to actually phone into the show.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll see if we can get a Rom call in later on.
Maybe, but 5 versus 5 is still Christian towards middle. Smooya going for the eco frag. So of course, as he's known for. But it will be considered that one, obviously. Famous for the 5k spray downs towards Connector and Overpass versus those unarmored Glock opponents. But into this one, the aggression comes through. Potentially expecting the force buy. But instead, just the quasi. Only Kevlar being brought up by Dom, but apart from that, Deagles across the board. Obviously, now they have the retrieve weaponry from Smooya. Famas there for Wolfie. Now 4 versus 4, and Surreal's fairly low HP as well towards the B-bomb site. So now a bit of a lull as the pace of this round slows down. All 4 players from Epiphany Bolt grouping outside this A site. No utility there, obviously, as who wants utility when you can buy a Deagle Jack? Who actually wants to secure the sites when you can just land headshots and look good on the scoreboard?
It's true. So the Deagles have come out. T-Sec, though, playing up close and personal with the Famas, should be able to stunt this push, if not stop it in its entirety. As they do get ready, they don't have any flashbangs. It's going to be a dry face. They extend round. He will get the first, but the damage was traded out from Wolfie there on the Famas. So he actually does be able to create a little bit of space, get them back on towards the site. The rotates come through. Fish are actually close on the scene already, though. Jenko with the initial contact tries to scope out what's going down. Wants to peek round, spots out Wolfie, but it's a little bit too late. He was too focused on Caesar, who deeks him down. Comes in effectively as well now. Let's try and keep our eyes on him, see if he can carry on. Surreal with the Famas on the retake. He's up, just waiting. See if Caesar's going to actually try and strike. He's trying to go for the little pop and weave type frag Snods, but time's ticking through. There's 2 kits out on Fish, though. Both of them I want to work with. Nice use of Molotov there, baits them out, forces the peek onto Surreal, so the Famas will come through. It's just on Thomas. He's got the Deagle, needs to try and deny the defuse, but as he extends round, gets caught on the cross by Surreal and massacred. That is a 3-0 scoreline now achieved, but this is where things just start to get serious. The AK buy can come out for Epiphany Bolt, and things will get rolling.
Big moment now for Caesar. A lot of pressure on his shoulders as well to prove it's not just, you know, an in a pug style that he can have these sorts of performances and these sorts of, you know, individual plays. Orb going to be invested into from him as well. And the same goes for Smooya. Quite the task to go up against in your first matchup in an actual team in a UK league. But let's see what he can do. Just going to be leaving Thomas alone towards the B side. Currently Elo outside, drop as well, holding for the boost. Potential aggression as well coming up from Fish123 if they carried forward maybe the SMG. But instead, the FAMAS was dropped over to TSAC. Has the investment into utility as well. You can see already 5 Molotovs for Fish123. This really goes to show how good their utility is, even though some of these, you know, anti-force buy rounds, anti-eco rounds were fairly close and down to the wire. They have the investment of cash. They have the full utility buy. It's going to be so impactful once the potential executes come in towards these sites. The longer this timer ticks down as well, Jack. I mean, they've still got 5 Molotovs to work with, or 4, apologies. And there's still a minute left on the clock. This is very good right now for Fish.
Here's actually one of the key things, by the way, about the entire league that you can point out quite nicely from Fish123. Them and Endpoint seem to be the only teams that actually play smart in terms of utility management into the late round. Now, you've seen a lot of teams in the UK scene will play slow, never really bait out utility, but the CT side still lobs it out early anyway, Snots. Fish actually don't. They play the smarter style of CS, and into this one they've still got tons left, even now when the site has been hit and there's 40 seconds left on the clock. Into a 3v3 though, trying to see if they can actually find these kills, as Smooya might be on the AWP, finds himself the collateral as well, as he strikes against them. He's essentially run away any chance of them finding the win into this round. It's just Elo left, he has to dry face towards him. Smooya with 3, off the back of the collateral. Gonna be feeling himself with that one, as that is 4 rounds now for Fish. But yeah, CT side economy management in terms of utilities nods. Epson actually play it correctly.
It's funny, really, because you expect to see UK teams use it at the start of the rounds, right? When UK teams play fast-paced. Obviously, this is Cobblestone, as I said in the Overpass game, where UK teams on Cobblestone seem to play so slow and drawn out, right? Nevertheless, coming in towards drop, trying to go for that B split. Obviously, they had the Molotovs to slow it down, the individual firepower as well, as Smooya found the Clet in the last round and connects the first shot as well. The entry is now found from the CT side, but the mid control and connector as well is in favor of Epiphany.
Ooh, a slight miss from Smooya there as the extended round. He was tracing them the entire way, but when it came down to the crunch, he whiffs. Full shot as well. Caesar with the wall bangs, he just sprays into close wood. We're into a 3 versus 1 actually, as it is just Caesar remaining. The bomb is down in no man's land. It is recoverable, but it's going to be risky. Caesar would have to cross the entire way out. He has a Molotov and an AK, and he's just trying to connect those shots right now as he wanted to go brutal, but instead goes down. Robin finds that frag. Fish still racking these up. This is where Epiphany Bolt are going to start to get themselves into a bit of an awkward position as well if the game carries on like this.
5-0. The buy round from Epiphany Bolt as well, not actually working out in their favor. Smooya survives. Just the AWP as well, remember, Jack. There's 1 player surviving. Epiphany Bolt, they force around it. They try to rush basically through middle. Smooya finds the first frag from Matrix into mid. And suddenly coming in towards this A site when you've had such a weakened offense. So hard to find success in that scenario, but they're going to be grouping outside B now. 1 flashbang here for Wolfie, 2 from Thomas. CZ's onto 3 of the players. They can use that to get close, but Jenko's counter flash.
I think Soro actually got the read as well, because they rotated over early on to try and deal with this. So Robin going to come through on the frag on Wolfie. Jenko and Smooya as well, dealing damage. Basically just trading frags right now, as it's easy peasy. Robin will send off Thomas to the Burns ward, as he'll be taken out. And that is another round. Fish still consistently picking these up. This is 6 on the trot now, Snods. There is going to be a buyer coming back through. Epiphany Bolt have reinvested. Oh. Caesar on the AWP as well. Is he an AWPer?
Yes, he is.
He is the AWPer.
He is the AWPer lad. 6-0 now for Fish. Now when you see, you know, they try the team play, they try the slow rounds, they try the group plays rushing up through middle. At what point does things get dire when the call is made for individual plays? Thomas, Dom, maybe not Dom. Individually skilled, but is he that sort of, you know, self-fulfilling player where he's going to make his own jewels and get aggressive and try and open that round and think, this game's in my hands, I'm the one that's to carry this one? Not really, doesn't really have that personality. Thomas definitely does, and sometimes to his team's extent. Yeah,
Thomas is one of these characters that if he gets himself into a little bit more of an aggressive statement, where we do see him find the first frag, sometimes he'll overcommit. He'll extend out. He'll try and get the momentum and play off the back of the hype. Whereas I feel like for Dom, he might be quite a talented rifler, but he's still not got sort of, in terms of his personality, a playstyle like that. He still tries to play close to the book if he can. He'll try draw back, more so where Thomas is someone that wants to take the aggressive haze.
Good angle now from Smooya. Has plat control. Oh, well, a nice shot there from Wolfie. And actually, Thomas is low HP here. Spam comes through, connects the second shot as well, but eventually Thomas going to be able to trade out Cyril. But before he found 2 frags and turn this into a 3 versus 2. still the advantage for Epiphany.
Ideally, if Thomas can just stay alive in this and try to play for the late round, that would be great as well, because he's low. He can go down so quickly, but it's only a 2-player retake on that CT side. They should know that damage was done to him, but they might not know exactly how low he is. Dom, elevated angle in use here. If they don't clear it, it's going to be easy. Fraxman gets the first. T-Sac tries the turn, but it's already too late. The damage is done from Dominic as he sprays down Desolation from above, and that is going to be Epiphany Bolt finally getting around now, Snods. But they haven't been able to stunt the Beast just yet. There is a rebuy instantly coming back in for Fish. But the damage is actually done to the economy. They've been able to keep it at least fairly thin. It hasn't bloomed out of control because of the amount of CTs they've been losing each round.
Yeah, the money hasn't really been, the salient point for Fish. It's been the rounds. The reason being is obviously 1 versus 1s, 2 versus 2s, especially versus the Ecos and the Force Bars early on as well. We didn't see those clean 5 players, 4 players staying alive versus the CZs and whatnot. Smooth the aggression towards platform. Getting very aggressive. Dom maybe walking into his demise here, but eventually he'll be falling back now. And this means full plat control for Smooya. Jenko could rotate towards drop if he needs to and aid Robin towards drop. Robin can maybe rotate towards window, suddenly you have a better, defense towards the A bomb site. You can leave Smooya alone towards the B site. It's full domain, full control towards B platform and the early information as well. Molotov, double flashbang in terms of counter grenades to slow down a B assault coming in from platform. And now, as I said before, Jenko comes in towards drop to aid Robin as best as possible.
Well, the early flashbangs go out. Robin as well, just trying to see if he can stop this push towards close drop down. Getting the read from the audio cues. Jenko extends out, tried to take the firefight, but loses out there as he's just assaulted by the AK of Wolfie. Finds the initial kill. They're testing the waters towards A. That bomb's going to be grabbed by Dragonlaw and rotated the whole way around. It's most likely this is going to be a late round commit towards the A site. But cracks are starting to show. Surreal and Robin, they come back through. Wolfie and Elo both being decimated. Thomas has to be the linchpin here. He's the hook, line, and sinker that decides whether or not they're going to be able to find success. But somehow, Caesar on the drive-by eliminates Surreal. They get movement now. They've actually got leg room to try to aggress towards the A site. Smooth and Robin holding either side angles as they peek up. The bad miss from Caesar, one that he needed to hit. You've given Smooth an opportunity, but luckily Dom will come back round. Strike down against him. He's an artist with the AK, and he sprays a pretty picture there. Leaving just Robin left, tried to catch him on the jump as they need to cross towards the site. Awkward for Caesar, but eventually finds the flick anyway. Epiphany Bolt actually back themselves up. They connect rounds together, and that is so important, Snods. You've broken the economy on Fish.
Great round there from Caesar. A big last frag as well with the double zoom flick onto Robin. 6-2. And it all felt like it was going in favor of Fish. Plat control from Smooya. Double drop play from Robin and Jenko. They had full control towards that position, the position that splits the map in half as well. But it still wasn't enough. Fish123 concede 2 on the trot, and now trying to banana. It will be the Falika coming out here, so they are still into a 4-round advantage, but it may just be a 3-1 if Epiphany Bolt can get to that 3rd round here early on as we head into round number 10. Bomb still towards T-spawn, so a very slow round being called out by Epiphany Bolt as they're going to be waiting for any CT aggression from Fish. Maybe a mid-stack and a long push, something where they get aggressive and give away the first frag.
Robin trying to do something a little bit shocking into this one as he waits for the push to come through. But right now he's just being tested. Wolfie just spamming away, basically trying to make noise towards drop down here. Try to sell the idea that there still is aggression from the T's towards the B site, when in reality they're grouping up towards A. Indeed they are. Bomb towards mid. But obviously, unarmored C2 players just going to be using, what, P250s, a deagle here for Smooya. And apart from that, this should be Epiphany Bolt's round, and a round which should be clean, but across the map, Smooth the deagle finds one, goes for the reface. And will be traded out eventually. T-Sac as well. Elo not going to be expecting this one. Oh, T-Sac giving a first free frag, tries to get the second. If he could actually connect it, that would have been
ideal.
Just horrible, Snods. But the push has come through. They've actually been able to get on towards the site. Surreal is low, though, and the HG's coming in. They do not fancy their chances against the mortar strike. So they're going to try and break free. Robin actually going for the save. Doesn't want to lose the taser. Obviously, 2 players were killed over towards here. So if they can actually loop around and grab the AK and save it, that's probably going to be the best bet. Jenko can try and test it out towards A. He's only got the USP, so it's not too bad. He finds a frag as well. Dom goes down. Oh, this could be huge, Snods. If they can actually cut off the exit, force out all their weapons at the hands of the T's, this could be a major play for Fish in terms of damage to the economy.
Yeah, this could be something to work with, especially if Caesar gives away an AWP here towards A long. He's running his way towards Robin. Oh no, he's going around the corner. Oh, the taser connects as well, picks up the AWP. Oh, the AWP is saved, but only one player survives that from Epiphany Bolt. And in terms of the cash, you know, Thomas can drop over the AWP to Caesar. They can rebuy fully across the board in terms of the AK investments. But apart from that, how's the money going to be looking once the investments have come through and all the rebuys have come to fruition? So, you know, 2 players. If they lose this round, Jack, they get 1,400 round loss bonus. That's 4K for Caesar. And, gosh, you know, 4,700 or whatever for Thomas. So the money is poor. The money is very, very, very poor for Epiphany Bolt. If they lose this round, Jack, and it goes 7-3, they're going to be onto a weak 4 spy, then an eco. We could easily be seeing a 93 scoreline here. Fish123 can find some continuity here as we reach the latter portions of this first half.
So, the push has come around. Epiphany Bolt up close and personal. They're going to burst with it, try and play with the timing. Jenko, normally the master of defending towards the B site, but this time around, he will fall short. He didn't actually have it in him to be able to defend here. There could be the counter boost play. He gets Surreal up on top of tree. Robin going to be the one to provide the groundwork for it. That's the bomb down as well. A perfect frag to find. Thomas, though, on the response. Only able to grab 1 before he's decimated, and things are falling short. It's getting thinner and thinner at the percentage chance of a win here from Epiphany Bolt. But this could be it. The nades come through. Molotov down as well. You force the rotate off. You can't allow Smooya back into the site for the time being. Finally, they start to go for the one plant. Smooya. He's smart in these situations, though, Snods. He should be ready for it and try and deal with it to the best of his ability. Flashbang comes out. Caesar, if he goes for the face, it just depends if they peek 1 by 1. They need to try and create an opportunity where they can double peek him. So Smooya has no chance of being able to isolate these players.
Caesar with the AWP has the backup as well of Dom towards Electric. Caesar landing not the headshot, but the actual body shot. The AWP will be claiming the 4th round here for Epiphany Bolt. This is looking actually fairly good on their T side, obviously. For Fish, they find the first frag. A bad flashbang comes out towards the B bomb side. Doesn't blind up Jenko. Jenko finds the first frag, falls back, gets eventually traded out. Obviously, Epiphany Bolt made their way down, drop through Electric and towards the B side via stairs. So the split came through and actually works out quite well. Caesar going for the Rapunzel. Sort of playing it may actually work here if good old T-Sec does push towards it long. But for now, once again, same antique here for Epiphany Bolt. Slow, steady wins the race. Ooh.
Caesar.
Spots the toe, bit of leg.
Oh, he's ready for it. Oh, he misses, actually. That's awkward. He's giving him the chance to get away. Isn't going to be able to find that frag on T-Sac. Actually, having the read that he's in that position, very, very uncommon to ever see that used. Could allude to the fact that this is going to be a play towards outside B.
Yeah, I mean, if he's there holding alone towards the A side, everyone else essentially should be towards the B side, and that's going to be causing for the bit of a rotation. But Caesar, swapping out the angle, comes towards middle, finds the first frag onto Smooya, so a 5 versus 4. Now the play towards the B side makes its way in towards the forefront.
Oh, the AK spam off the back of Thomas here. He's going to slay 2 with the rifle. Tries to achieve some more as he bounds round. Easy entries for Thomas now. Thomas, well, with the final blow, takes down T-Sac. Scoreline's nearly equal as well at this point, as we are 6-5. As we get close to equalising it. Round 12. Will this be where Fish123 are finally toppled and we actually get an equal scoreline? Or can Fish start to shake things up again?
You would hope so. 6-5, and obviously the first matchup being so one-sided to Luminary and GG, it's obviously far more entertaining watching and commentating these more competitive matchups. But already 16-5 as we head into round number 12. 1 round advantage nevertheless there for Fish as they were, 6-0, 6-1 up early on. HE to rattle off outside the door. Just going to be doing 9 points of damage there to Wheeler, so nothing really too substantial. And so far for Epiphany Bolt, the B side has been very effective.
Yeah, they've actually done a lot of work towards B. They've been able to play very effective in a magnitude of different ways to find success to actually get in. This time around, they aren't actually going to be orbiting towards B. They're grouping up outside of A, slowly going through. You've got a unit of 3, and then most likely the backstab late round from Wolfie they're going to come through drop down. The bomb's still in position as well, waiting to see what actually info can be reconned here from Epiphany Bolt towards that A site.
Up towards A long. 3 of the Epiphany Bolt players. T-Sac has the Molotov, but as the smoke fades. Oh, the boost as well from Dom. Didn't spot the head, I don't think. Makes the noise though. Smooya finds the first frag towards middle. The bomb is dropped, and now the rotation's coming in from the B-side players from Fish as they make their way in towards A.
This is horrible though. That Molotov has just wasted so much of their time. They can't push through it. They can't go under it. They're going to have to wait and just go straight through it as they try and push out. Damage coming through, but 2 frags go in the manner of Epiphany Bolt as it is a 3-on-3 now. A site retake as they slowly get their claws in it. Actually trying to fight off the close CTs instead of aggressing towards the bomb site. But Smooya lying in position. Comes in big with a first kill. Dom is down. Bounds across to the site, but Caesar peeks. And Caesar comes through. Huge off the back of the AWP. 3 frags have been found by this young man into the round, and he wants some more. Surreal as the last in line, but the bomb is down. So he has to try and push through. Caesar just staying in position. Still a big kit to work with in terms of utility, but he went for the dry face, tried to run the risk off the AWP. Surreal. He was given an inch and he takes a mile, takes him down, and keeps their streak going, Snons. It'll be 7-5 now. Fish123. That looked like it was it. It looked like it was finally going to be equalized. A huge round from Caesar, but when it came down to the crunch, fell slightly short.
Yeah, I mean, hit some crazy shots into that round. Had the 3K, tried to make the quad kill, obviously, in the 1v1 versus Surreal. Shoots prematurely, as we've all been there. And there you have it. 7-5. Surreal with a wallbang. Connected the damage. And now fast play coming in towards the B side. The boost coming in towards drop as well. And right now, that's not the best idea as they make their way in towards the B side. But somehow, Smooya finds one and a second as well.
Oh, frags coming through for Smooya here as he's just able to peek and kill consistently. He's just dealing damage with this AWP. Wants to be a Smooya marksmanship round as he charges in, hungry for the 5K. Scoping out towards Chicken Coop as well as he debates the fact he knows they're there. Takes down Elo. 4 frags for Smooya, 1 for T-Sac. Another round going fast into the bank of Fish.
Yeah, 8-5 here for Epiphany. Down 3 rounds on their T side. Their buy is going to be extremely poor as well. No AWP for Caesar, obviously. Caesar's AWP being, you know, quite a big brunt of their T side, essentially, into the buy rounds especially. You know, Thomas, Dom, they've had their individual rounds as well. Elo and Wolfie struggling. Obviously, Wolfie, I believe, calling for this team. Elo being the previous AWPer, but it feels like Caesar's taken that role. But let's see. 2 players towards the A site, 3 towards B here from Fish. So fairly standard, you know, setup coming out from the CT side. Not seeing any plat controls just yet. Obviously, the smoke towards Broken Wall has been thrown out early from Epiphany Bolt, so that will delay plat control. Smooya making his way towards it long as well, trying to see if anyone's pushed it as of yet, but that's one of the things he does, actually. On Mirage, for example, when he picks pallets, he'll smoke pallets, and as the smoke blooms, he'll time it with the scope so that way you don't hear the scope. But anyway, aggression towards drop. Thomas overextended, finds one, but eventually traded out.
T-Sac towards Matrix, trying to be able to stop the oncoming aggression, but he will only find 1 frag before he's tackled. 2 Ts remain now, as we're going straight up mid as well. Smooya, elevated angle, finds the headshot. Wolfie somehow still picking up. Smooya, hungry to try and go for the peaks into this one. Looks like maybe his confidence has started to come back after he got shown up a bit there by Caesar.
40 seconds left, flank coming in from behind. From Surreal, so Jenko just has to wait patiently now for the flank to come in.
Jenko holding the cross, just waiting for it. Elo is on the bomb site. He can try and plant as well. He's got 30 seconds to work with. We'll get the bomb down. Just holding his angle. He's got nothing really to try and work with though. You don't flashes, don't have the time to try cross off site, but he gets the first kill. Surreal was fast behind. Didn't want to allow him an opportunity to recompose himself before that second fight. Just take him straight down. Bomb defuse comes out. 1 round away from deciding how this half is going to go, and it seems like it should be shaped up in the region of a 10-5 now.
Well, the bomb was planted, so there's going to be extra cash to work with, but then again, right? 2 AKs, maybe 3 AKs at best here for the T-side, and apart from that, you know, UMP buys into utility as well here for Epiphany. So the buys are definitely going to be lackluster here from Epiphany Bolt. Round number 15. Well,
the pockets in those trousers, some low down pockets. What do you reckon he's storing in there?
Ooh, what I saw?
Trail mix.
Maybe the bomb code.
You just got to remember it, mate. Right in the back of your hand. T-Sac, though, he's going to be writing this one down the history books as he finds 3 to open it up, sprays and prays his way through them. Only 2 remain. Looks like it will be a 10-5 after all.
Potentially. Smooya with a swift rotation in as well towards the A side. Lands the quick flick. Goes for the adjustment of the second, but just about barely misses it. And now, the new hope for the UK scene, Caesar. 1 versus 3, and didn't really connect the shots there. 10-5 as we go to half time. So far, looking good for Fish. Obviously, having the full roster, stark contrast to what we saw when they played versus Empire on Overpass, when they had, Batham and the sub, and they were rushed to play. They were going to be forced into a default. So yeah, now we reached half-time.
We've done it. For Fish, interestingly enough, it looked like it was actually going to be a scoreline more stacked in favour of Epiphany Bolt. So interestingly enough, they do bring it back, they get their heads together. It seemed like they just got their composure back. For Smooya as well, once he got his hands on the AWP, those are the rounds are going to just be really Fish-orientated. He was being able to play that defensive style or aggressive style, depending on what he was feeling like, charging in, more so just using that hybrid AWPing style and just finding frags across the board. So that was the game changer as soon as the AWP was back in Smooya's hands.
Yeah, especially, towards that A site as well, it made a massive difference. But into the pistol round, it's going to be the drop play coming out from the likes of Fish. Jenko will find one, but not before Wolfie and Ela, the Swedish duo, found frags towards drop.
Yeah, the only drop play going on right now is they're all dropping dead, as it is just one man left. T-Sack miles away from the equation here as he'll finally arrive. He needs to try and do something vintage, but instead he will follow the suit of his teammates. Hits the deck, and that's Epiphany Bolt getting a much-needed opening pistol round there on that second side.
6-10 then. It will be the force spike coming from Fish, of course. So now we wait. 3 Deagles, 2 CZs, a smoke to work with as well for Surreal. So, what's the call going to be, obviously? Grouping up towards nowhere really, actually. They have Robin going towards A long, taking that duel with the CZ. Maybe trying to force a rotation, keeping 2 players towards the A side. Also showing Surreal towards drop as well. If he finds the frag onto Thomas, suddenly we may have a compelling round on our hands. Obviously, Thomas spots up the second play as well, goes for the reface and connects both their headshots as well. Chance to this one, taking out the wind here from Fish.
He's taken the power of RPK there from his G2 spray. And he's done him.
Exactly, he has done it. 6-10. But it seems like it will go 10-7, obviously. 5 versus 2 now, going to be walking into the stacked Wonderland of middle. Elo comes in from the elevated angle, connects the shots, so does Thomas. So 4 players staying alive there for Epiphany Bolt, and a much cleaner anti-eco, or anti-force, apologies, from Epiphany Bolt than we saw from Fish on their CT side. If you remember, right? First buy round, a 1 versus 3. The anti-force buy, 2 versus 3 as well, which Fish actually won. So their money was never able to, develop, build and blossom and become to a point where it's so established where they could afford the rebuys. They lost 1 round, forced onto a CZ and UMPs. They lost the next round in pistols. So important on the CT side to have good cash.
Oh, they've just heard an absolute stampede of T's though, bursting their way up towards the A side. Thomas is able to tackle 3 of them. Classic eco frags.
Thomas with the ecos. Do you know what he said to me yesterday?
What, mate?
He said, fair enough, I get a lot of eco frags, but I make the game easier. And I said, do you know what, mate? Maybe you do. What do you reckon?
Is he implying if you didn't get the eco frags,
they might lose eco rounds?
I mean, to be fair, man, these days with CZ, anything can happen. It's basically a rifle round, so fair play. Power to Thomas.
All the power to Thomas. Well, they're going to need it. Still 2 rounds down, and it will be the first buy round coming in. Robin going to be onto the Mac 10. But actually, fastest head armor coming out from Epiphany Bolt. This Mac 10 is going to be drastically weakened versus those players. Default coming in towards A long as well. Smoke towards middle. Flash towards A long from Fish. The Molotov eventually will fade. The flashbang comes over. Going to be blinding the player towards the back of A long. And both the players are here, Jack.
Oh, straight out, straight into the frag, and as they find the first kill, it'll be smooth to take down Elo. Wolfie responds back through though, he tries to wolf himself down a huge 3K, but he can only muster up 2 before he's traded back out by Smooya. So we fall to the 3v3. The A site has 1 line of defense. It all rides on Thomas. It's a slow rotate from Caesar, but you can see he's dubious. He doesn't know if it is actually a true play towards A. Still 55 seconds left on the clock, no commit from Fish. This one is going to be interesting.
It's a hard call here from Thomas, obviously hearing nothing, seeing nothing now. But he's going to be finding a lot of information soon, pushing towards A long. The smoke comes in towards connect to the flashbang as well, not going to connect with Thomas, all down to him.
Oh, the smoke's bloom, Caesar wasn't through it, he has to rotate the whole way around. Thomas hits the deck as well. It's an awkward spot to be in. But Caesar, can he be the difference maker? Comes in with a headshot, peeks straight out with the Famous, feeling himself as he'll be able to actually tackle Jenko there in the 1v1, but Smooya bounds up, doesn't expect the push from behind. Smooya always bouncing off the walls. Tom's dead.
11-8. First buy round being found by Fish. As right now it is the Caesar salad and the Thomas combo. What would Thomas be in the salad? Would he be the tomatoes with the red hair?
Maybe. What if this team was the salad and Caesar
he would be that salty salad dressing, wouldn't he?
Or like the one you pour on top?
Yeah, like French dressing, like the salty...
Because he molds the team together.
Or quite the opposite.
The eco cracks in the salad. Potentially so.
Potentially so.
Counter boost play for Thomas, up to his old tricks.
Cyril holding for it though. He comes in. Cyril wins that duel because he can actually see the head, and Thomas can't. Not sure why. The HE grenade is actually unable to connect the damage required, but Thomas going to be left to his own demise and his own intentions towards drop. Wolfie with the side headshot onto Robin, so 5 versus 4 early on. And he gets away scot-free as well. All grouped up outside B as now they have to make their mark towards the B site. Showing 2 players towards A. Can they pounce in time?
Well, the actual rotate of the 2 players towards A hasn't come through yet. They were still waiting for an initial push. Jenko on the entry, but Dom playing close towards Broken Wall could have been the saving grace. But he actually does go down. He's fallen short. Counter boost play for Cyril. You never want to see this when you're on that CT side. It can be so powerful from the elevated angle. He has the high ground. He slays his Padawans, and it is just 1 man left. Elo. He's got an AWP, and instead his name should be goodbye. He's leaving.
And hello into the next round as he will arrive. With an AWP, hopefully. If he can save it. Interesting as well to see, will he drop the AWP over to Caesar? Or will it be the Eco coming up from Epiphany Bolt? The money is in dire situation now. I mean, they're going to be in the second round loss bonus, so Thomas is going to have, what? $3,200? But even then, you know, that's M4 no Kevlar. That's a UMP utility Kevlar, but the buy is so weak, you have to save into the next one if you're Epiphany Bolt. So Fish, there's a high chance we see 13-8, and then obviously Epiphany Bolt then buy. But, you know, if you're 13-8 down, have you given too much space now to Fish? You know, when it was 10-8 and Epiphany won the second half pistol, I thought, okay, they're back in this.
Epiphany Bolt. Looks like they're actually just going to lightly opt to buy around this in terms of the 2 CZs that come out. Armor on actually Elo and Thomas, as they... Elo obviously saving armor from the prior round, sorry. So that's the AWP. We'll be able to try and find these initial frags. Goes for the contact peak, so a bold play. Doesn't pay off, though. But they have gone for the stack. Obviously, the 4 players for the lesser armaments over towards the B site. You situate Elo towards A. He goes for the early face. Sees if he can see if he tries to base this round off of the AWP. The true play is coming down towards B. He's close for the rotate. The T's aren't that close in towards A yet as well. They can get the read, so maybe they could try squeeze something out of this.
Smoke towards window. As they make their way down drop, but oh my goodness, Smooya. He's made his way through, they have no idea. Elo has no idea, he's playing solo A side. I've made the same mistake, Jack. He's playing solo A side with an AWP. And Smooya, he's going to be walking into his demise.
Oh, it could have been the peak of the barrel, but it's not going to happen. Sees the barrel, tries to go round. The frag comes out, but it doesn't go the way of Smooya. Goes down to Caesar. Elo is still alive. He has survived the snod situation.
The salad lad is here. Finds the first 2 frags. And what more can he add as condiments into this one? Flank coming in from behind as well. Dom, P250 no Kevlar, so he has to be very wary. He doesn't want to give up all that ground as if they could go back towards the B side if they find that frag. 5 versus 3. Caesar still alive though. No Kevlar AK. AWP. Still in the hands of Elo, but it's still in towards that balcony position. It all comes down to Dom. If he dies, can they go back towards B? I'm not sure. Oh, this is going to be down to the wire, Jack.
They've regretted their decision. They instantly rotate back around. Could have been trying to fake the last few seconds of the def cam there, but it is going to be a play towards the A site as they were trying to rotate off. But Caesar, he might have just saved them the round right then and there. T-Sack, though, on the entry, the double kill. Somehow the adrenaline's pumped through this man's veins. Bounds across, but Thomas catches him, plucks him out of the air, and Epiphany Bolt barely hold on in that matchup.
Yeah, I mean, Caesar pulling Epiphany Bolt across the finish line. 21 frags for him, 21 frags as well for Thomas. And, you know, the questions for Caesar was, how is he going to perform versus a top UK team in a UK league, right? Everyone's like, oh, plays versus noobs, does well versus these noobs. But right now, he's delivering. This guy's the real deal.
How will he perform on ESL Wire?
That was the question, you know, a lot of people.
That was the question on your mind.
That was the question on my mind, and many others as well. Is the ESL Wire still a thing?
Yeah, mate. Still active.
Burst towards B. Let's see if Fish can hold.
Cyril with the entry. The Mach 10 drive-by comes out as he's starting to get Blaster. Sunya as well. Shuts down Dom. punishes him with the close quarter prowess that they have to play with off the back of this by Wolfie trying to grab two, but that is about it. Tries to squeeze out the third, but he couldn't quite muster it up. It's just once again Elo, last alive, forced to try and save this round essentially. He might actually get the read that they're low. It's a 1v3, the bomb isn't down, but it's not worth it. You can't run that risk of losing the AWP. Ideally, you're not going to be able to clutch this out. It's going to be so hard. He couldn't even get himself into a position to actually recover a rifle to work with as well. That's a free upcade for Surreal. That is going to be the round going the way of Fish. 13 rounds will be on the board for them now as they actually start to build momentum over on their T side. For Elo, he needs to hold on to this AWP quite direly.
Reset. Now being dished out by Fish. 13-9.
Oh.
Ooh, telegraphs where he is, and Jenko's behind him actually. I think he was tapped out then on his phone or something.
That's a bad miss. It's an awkward miss.
Well.
Ooh,
missed that shot as well. Shout out to Docs. 13-9. 13-9, round number 23. Let's take a look at this one. 5 AKs being invested into by Fish. Of course, after winning the last round and now resetting the money for Epiphany Bolt. It's all coming down to 2 M4s, 2 CZs and an AWP for Elo. This is tough. I mean, if you lose this round, you're onto an eco jack and you have to play for OT essentially. You know, 15-9 down. Or sorry, 14-9 down. And then play for OT, obviously. But yeah, I mean, try and pull this win back, right? 2 CZs is bad enough. And where are those CZs located? You got Wolfie playing close to middle, okay. Dom as well coming in towards drop, okay. So up close and personal with the CZs, trying to get the close range jewels. First CZ case where the flash comes in. Smooya, ooh, if only he knew how close that shot was.
Oh, Elo as well, trying to go in, looking over the smoke, eventually does spot him out and take down Smooya. So he's got the first frag at least. Starts to stunt the potential aggression that could be coming out from Fish123 here as they are divided. And the bomb's actually backing off because of this as well. Cyril is down drop though. His feet are firmly planted on the ground. He sprays and gives away his position to try and keep them on their toes as the seed of doubt is planted in their minds. Dom, if he goes for the extension round, he has no support either. It's just on the CZ as well. Talking about CZ's Wolfie, he couldn't hold the aggression towards mid. He's been tackled. Robin drive-bys, but then goes down to Caesar. But this A site is now essentially completely open apart from Thomas. A game of cat and mouse now spawns as well here towards close connector. Thomas comes out, sprayed out of a lifetime as he's able to execute them and deny this round potentially. There's only 40 seconds left. Surreal needs to go huge off the back of the Glock. Tries to pistol whip Dom. He's left on 7 HP, but he couldn't quite muster it up. Falls to the CZ. Epiphany Bolt, 10 rounds now achieved.
And that was a must-win to have any chance to come back into this matchup. If they had lost that one jack, they're going to be forced onto an eco, you know, play for OT, 15-9 down essentially. But now there's a chance. Still, Thomas bails them out again towards the A site. Sees with his one frag in towards drop, obviously. Wolfie towards middle. Let it slip a little bit. Oh, sorry, sees towards top mid. Let it slip a little bit as well, but they still made it happen. Double digits now for Epiphany Bolt. Round number 24. And now the awkward buy comes into fruition now for Fish. CZ, Deagle, Mac 10 for Robin as well. And there is head armor, remember, all 5 players here from the CT side are invested into head armor. So the Mac 10 is drastically weaker, as I said earlier, versus the helmeted opponents. But Flashbang coming in towards middle, going to flash and blind any upper playing towards middle, which he is. And he's playing solo again towards the same position. And it's not really the best idea.
It's not worked out too well. Immediately forced back, has to try and play now from such a classic angle. They can easily force him out. He's still missing as he can't try and find these frags. His teammate goes down as well as Wolfie has been executed. And below him is T-Sack, so his position is essentially now out of commission. Another miss as well, just as Surreal dips across and tries to crouch down. T-Sack now has the read that he's still there, so he can focus in as well. And they're all just trying to exit. You can see them scurry with their towels between their legs, Nods. They want nothing to do with this.
Towels? Well, it seems like they are going to throw in the towel in this one.
It's tails, alright? I'm sorry I'm from South London, you posh.
What? Posh what? Too kind, mate. You're too kind. Ooh. Robin. Hello, hello, hello. Well, Dom wins that one. 4 versus 4, but obviously, Epiphany will have to save the A side. Notoriously hard to retake, especially when you factor in the afterplan positions that Fish123 had. Yeah, I want to stop seeing Elo solo opping A from that position at Hobbit. I don't know, just AWP towards A long, you know.
Hit some shots.
Hit some shots,
maybe.
Yes, that does help, but AWP towards A long, it's so easy. You hold towards A long, you then spot towards Matrix, and suddenly you've got all of middle.
Do you know what interesting I want to know as well?
Go for it.
We've seen Caesar on the M4. Since then, he's calmed down a fair bit. When he was on the AWP, he was tearing it up. We were seeing constant show-stopping plays coming out. Towards that B site as well, there's been absolute aggression coming through from Fish in the early game. It would actually be nice to see Caesar still on the AWP to be able to stop those pushes.
You're not wrong there. Smooya goes for the second duel, but Thomas going to be losing out on this one. 5 versus 4 as they make their way back, potentially down drop as well. Obviously, you're going to be expecting the drop player to be focused towards the platform currently. Smoke comes out as well towards platform. But they're going back towards A, and Elo is again solo AWPing towards Hobbit. How many rounds is this guy going to throw from here?
Let's get a counter up on screen, Rob.
I think it's 2 so far. Hey, he's got his... Okay, this is all fine now. He's got Dom in here. Dom can hold it long. He can hold middle. It's all good.
Well, smoked out as well, so mid has been blocked off. Just going to flashbang down, try and paranoia Robin potentially. But in reality, that's just the lurk play. The actual play is coming down towards the B site. They've tried to lampoon them into believing it is going to be a strike on A. Wolfie, up close and personal. Re-smokes it. Actually wastes a ton of time here as well. It's nice to see him holding on to that smoke.
Elo leaving A, coming in towards the B site now. As Fish123 pin and line up all their grenades coming in and about to flood and pounce on towards the B bomb site as they get ready to march in.
Yeah, the skies are going to be flooded with utility as they burst out. Molotov damage done as one towards Wolfie there, causing some to panic. Jenko comes in with the execution. Hello, still struggling. He's found one frag. What can he achieve? Just being spammed down. Full shot to Surreal. Surreal with a second shot as well. Flicks back, takes down Dom, decimates him, and grabs round 15 for Fish. One away from closing out this matchup, taking it as a 16-10 scoreline. Meanwhile, for Epiphany Bolt, it's going to be whatever they can scavenge. They've had to look down the back of the sofa, just underneath the chair, you know, around the back of the curtains. They found a few bits, nods, but it's not great.
Yeah, I mean, as Bardov would say, they've got pots and pans. 10 to 15, 5 match points to work with now for Fish123 into this one. Mag 7 for Dom, M4 coming out for Caesar Salad. Deagle as well for Thomas, but as I say that, the FPL queue has popped. 2 Caesars to work with and no defuse kit, so things getting awkward here, Jack, especially after losing the first play, maybe the second as well through the smoke as Caesar tries to do his best aim.where EXE impression.
Organa.pl. That was another good one, mate. Caesar going to be waiting in position for the push to come towards him as he just holds the angle. Already tagged up quite a bit though. 41 HP is all he has left in his lifeline. Hello, still over towards the A site. And this is going to be a Fish play in B. It's actually going to be a free rotate all the way around for Robin as well now. As he's slowly poking and prodding towards mid, he's going to clear those D4 angles, then be able to rotate in, try cut them off from behind. This could be horrible for Elo, especially as this push is just on the brink of executing. Smooya and co. They're ready. Dom, up close and personal. Could be the showman with the shotty. If he actually gets the first frag, really could decimate them.
Oh,
Elo's this is the backstab.
Yeah, they're coming in from behind. Elo's let it slip towards middle. As Robin hears this drop towards... Drop itself, actually. And now 2 versus 4. Oh, staying kill on the knife there, but just Elo now 1 versus 4, about to be taken down. And there you have it, 16 to 10 being the final scoreline. You know, we thought maybe this could be feasible when it was a, you know, 10 to 8. Epiphany Bolt making a resurgence on their CT side, and then suddenly it all went in the favor of Fish as soon as the byruns came out.